¡Aprieten el barco!
October 14th, 2022, 2300 hours. The Eastern Pacific. Out here, the ocean is vast, silent, merciless, but in the silence, shadows move. And tonight, the US Coast Guard hunts those shadows, cartels that believe the sea belongs to them. This operation would prove otherwise. For weeks, fragments of clues had been circling intelligence desks, satellite photos showing speedboats refueling in hidden coves, intercepts of encrypted chatter about a mysterious mothership, and aerial drones capturing strange movements just beyond commercial shipping lanes. Piece by piece, the picture sharpened. Not a grain freighter, not a tanker, a ghost ship, unmarked, drifting in international waters. Its cargo? Not steel, not food, but something worth billions. Inside the Coast Guard cutter, under red combat lighting, the crew gathered around charts spread across the table. Captain Vargas's voice was steady, decisive. This isn't speculation anymore. This is cartel freight, and tonight, we take it. The room fell silent. Everyone knew the stakes. Cartels fight to keep their cargo. Boarding them meant stepping into danger, where desperation meets firepower. Two teams were selected, Alpha and Bravo. Their orders, swift, precise, and with no room for error. Midnight. The cutter's radar lit up. Three small craft breaking from the mothership, engines screaming as they raced into the dark. The cutter surged forward, waves slamming against steel. Engines roared to maximum. Men and women braced themselves as the black ocean became a battlefield. Through night vision, the skiffs flickered into view. They weren't waiting to be caught. They were running for their lives. At 2 miles, the boats split. One west, one north, one hugging dangerously close to the mothership. Orders cracked through radios. Alpha, pursue skiffs. Bravo, prepare for air intercept. Alpha launched in a fast interceptor. Bravo strapped into the helicopter. Above, the night shook with the thump of rotor blades. Spotlights cut through darkness, locking onto the skiffs. The cartel crew zigzagged desperately, wakes foaming in the moonlight. Engines strained, pushing for escape. Warning shots cracked across the water. One skiff spun out under the shockwaves, its crew scrambling in panic. Another pushed harder, until a flare streaked across its bow. The message was final. The engines coughed and died. But one skiff still clung close to the mothership, shadowing her massive hull, protecting the prize. The cutter loomed alongside the freighter, a black wall of steel rolling in the swells. The order came. Boarding teams, go. Grappling hooks, ladders, boots slamming down on wet deck plates. Commands in English and Spanish cut through the chaos. Crew members shouted, resisted. One lunged with a knife, thrown to the deck. Another tried to heave crates overboard, but was dragged back, restrained in seconds. The fight for the deck was short, but inside, the search had just begun. Cabin after cabin was cleared. Locked doors forced open. Radios, weapons, and hidden compartments exposed. Finally, the team descended into the cargo hold. What they found silenced the room. Stacked bales, vacuum-sealed, industrial plastic, row after row, over 2 metric tons of cocaine, a street value of nearly $1 billion. But the drugs weren't the only prize. Standing among the detained crew was a face that intelligence officers had hunted for years. Miguel Toro Santos, a ghost in cartel logistics, a mastermind behind dozens of runs, a man who had slipped through nets laid by federales and navies alike. And tonight, he was in Coast Guard custody. Phones seized, satellite trackers, coded ledgers, each crate carrying fingerprints, numbers, and clues. For the Coast Guard, the true victory wasn't only the cocaine stacked on deck, it was the network it exposed. Safe houses, brokers, secret island ports. Every fragment of data was a thread leading deeper into the cartel's empire. For the cartel, this was more than cargo lost. This was control slipping through their fingers. As the first light of dawn broke across the Pacific, the cutter turned for port. Its deck was heavy with contraband, its crew drained but triumphant. The air carried the smell of salt, diesel, and chemical resin, a reminder of the war fought silently at sea. Operation Silent Wake was more than a drug bust. It was a statement, a warning. The ocean belongs to no cartel, and out here, when shadows move in the dark, The U.S. Coast Guard decides who rules the waves.